The vault was locked. The codes were changed. The guards were armed. Yet the documents vanished. No forced entry. No broken glass. No silent alarms. Only a smile. A trusted insider walked out. The enemy didn't break in. They were invited inside. This is the cold anatomy of the walk-in strategy. During the height of the Cold War, the Central Intelligence Agency operated under absolute paranoia. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars building bulletproof perimeters, installing polygraph tests, and tracking suspicious movements across Moscow. They assumed the Soviet Union's KGB would attempt to infiltrate their systems using high-tech listening devices, satellite imagery, or trained commandos. But the masterminds in the Kremlin understood a deeper, darker law of human psychology. They didn't waste their energy trying to pick the lock from the outside. Instead, they sat patiently in the dark, waiting for a frustrated, isolated American insider to willingly open the door from within. In spycraft, this is known as the walk-in, an asset who is not hunted, recruited, or blackmailed, but who actively volunteers to betray their country for a specific psychological price. Historical archives reveal the terrifying case study of John Anthony Walker, a United States Navy communications officer. Walker had top-secret clearance, unhindered access to millions of highly classified military encryption keys, and a clean, patriotic record. But behind the crisp white uniform and the silver medals lived a deeply insecure, financially drowning individual. He was a vulnerable narcissist who felt invisible to his superiors and suffocated by debt. In 1967, without any prompt from Soviet intelligence, Walker took a bundle of highly classified naval settings, walked straight into the Soviet embassy in Washington, and offered them on a silver platter. The KGB officers could not believe their luck. They realized that one desperate insider had just handed them the keys to the entire American nuclear fleet. For nearly 18 years, Walker operated as an invisible ghost, passing code books that allowed Moscow to decrypt over 1 million top-secret naval messages in real time. Modern behavioral analysis from intelligence agencies categorizes this phenomenon under the MICE framework of human compromise. This systemic psychological model proves that insiders betray organizations due to 4 distinct triggers: money, ideology, coercion, or ego. While the world assumes spies sell out for deep political ideologies, history shows that 90% of walk-ins are driven entirely by ego and money. A frustrated professional looks at their organization and tells themselves, "I am carrying this entire division on my back, yet they treat me like garbage and pay me crumbs." They develop an intense condition of cognitive entitlement. They don't see their theft as a crime. They see it as an administrative correction of their true market value. The moment an insider reaches this level of toxic resentment, their loyalty dissolves, and they become a ticking time bomb waiting for an external buyer. The second phase of the walk-in operation is the creation of the ghost infrastructure. Once the KGB accepted Walker into their ecosystem, they didn't bring him to Moscow or throw him lavish victory parties. They forced him to return to his base and live an aggressively ordinary, boring life. They trained him in the art of the dead drop, the clinical placement of stolen microfilm inside trash bags, soda cans, or hollow rocks left at deserted country crossroads. This creates a severe psychological duality for the agent. By day, they are smiling at the water cooler, shaking hands with the CEO, and attending corporate meetings. By night, they are driving through the rain, dropping industrial secrets into ditches for an invisible handler. The human brain experiences an intense adrenaline addiction inside this loop, mistaking the dangerous deception for ultimate control and personal importance. This leads us to the ultimate, inevitable friction point of the operation: the closer infiltration collapse. John Walker became so arrogant in his invisibility that he began to expand his operation into a family franchise. He recruited his own brother, his best friend, and eventually his own son into the spy ring to maximize his payouts. He believed that because he had bypassed the FBI for nearly 2 decades, he was completely immune to the laws of probability. But the dark truth of deep cover deception is that your perimeter is only as strong as the weakest psychological link you invite into your circle. Walker's estranged wife, driven away by his cold narcissism and erratic behavior, finally walked into an FBI field office and exposed the entire operation. When federal agents intercepted his final dead drop in Maryland, they found a grocery bag containing 129 classified naval documents meant for a Soviet handler. Walker was sentenced to life in prison, dying behind bars as a historical symbol of catastrophic self-destruction. The strategic takeaway for builders, leaders, and creators in the modern era is unyielding. You cannot protect an empire if you neglect the psychology of your gatekeepers. You can buy the most expensive security software, sign the most restrictive contracts, and lock your data behind 1,000 passwords. But if you allow resentment, unaddressed greed, or toxic isolation to rot the minds of your inner circle, you are actively cultivating a walk-in threat. The most dangerous adversary will never arrive with a loud announcement from the outside world. They will be the quiet person sitting right next to you, smiling at your success, while calmly measuring the exact valuation of your destruction. Secure your network, audit the loyalty of your infrastructure, and rule the territory you have sacrificed to build.